everyone, this is Thekos, and today I would like to talk about Vantage, the latest game by Stonemaier Games, designed by Stonemaier himself. I just finished filming my small playthrough for the channel, which you have probably seen already. If not, I'll link the video right up here and also in the pinned comment and the video description. Still, I wanted to make another video about the game just to let you know how I like it, because so far, this is my favorite game of the year. Yes, we still have a few months to go, so maybe something else will come up that I enjoy even more. But so far, Vantage takes the top spot for this year. And while I've only played this game 3 times, the overall playtime I've put into it already amounts to at least 4 to 5 hours. That's quite a bit, and I feel it definitely enables me to give the game a proper review. And spoiler, it's a really good game. So let's get into it. In this video, I will not go over the gameplay in detail. For that, I suggest you watch my playthrough, or at least part of it. Here, I'd rather focus on what I like about the game and what I don't. I will, however, talk about some of the mechanisms roughly, just to give you a sense of how it plays. I really like Vantage. I think it is an exceptional design, but I have to say it's not for everyone. This game targets a specific audience, and it's not even the audience that typically enjoys storytelling games. At first, I actually thought this was a storytelling game, but it really isn't. Vantage is an exploration game. There isn't a narrative being read to you or told directly. Instead, you get short sentences or paragraphs as you transition to another location or when you take certain location actions. You also pick up contextual clues, like what you see in the illustrations of the location or how locations are connected as you travel across the planet. In that sense, it has a light RPG aspect because you're filling in the blanks yourself. What might have happened here? How do these creatures live? Things like that. In essence, this is not a storytelling game like Lands of Gelsa, for example. It's pure exploration. You're exploring a huge planet bit by bit, and you always see something different. Something new. The scale of the game is immense. It is such a huge game. If I'm not mistaken, it has around 800 locations. In a single game, I might maybe see 20 or 30 of them maximum, depending on how long the game actually goes, and that can vary quite a bit. And that's not all. Each location gives you 6 different actions to choose from, but you can only use each action once per location per game. That adds even more replayability, which is pretty crazy. And the point is, yeah, I keep saying the game is very replayable and you can have a lot of hours of fun with it. But of course, I can't guarantee that for everyone. But I've played the game 3 times now, and each time I saw completely different things. There's so many cards I haven't even touched yet. And it's also a joy to explore because there are so many cool things to discover. And since you're limited to only one location action per location, at least usually, it feels like even though you see a lot, you're also not seeing a lot, which makes you excited to return to a location and try something different. But you can't do that in the same game. You actually have to start a new game, hope you encounter that location again, and then you can choose a different action. I like this quite a bit. One thing that really stands out to me is how quick setup and teardown are, especially for a game with this much depth. You can probably set up the game in about 5 minutes, maybe even less if you know it well. The teardown is similarly quick, though it does take a little longer because you have to take all the cards from your tableau and return them to their proper places in here or in here. So maybe setup is about 5 minutes and teardown around 10 to 15 minutes. But that's it. And for a game with so much to discover, that's amazing. Not spending 30 minutes setting up before you can even start playing, I love that. It's very well thought through. And one small but clever touch. When you take the large location out of the trays during setup and set them vertically, you notice there are little holes in the insert beneath these stacks. These holes let you slip your finger underneath the cards and lift them out more easily during setup. Right? It's such a simple detail, but it makes setup much less frustrating and a lot smoother. The game also has a lot of very interesting and, in my opinion, very good design choices. I really appreciate the way you can mark which location you're currently at in this huge stack of cards. It's clever and keeps things organized. Having a little player aid printed on the side of the box is another very thoughtful touch. I also like how different actions each have their own separate storybooks. This is very well thought out and executed. On top of that, the gameplay mechanisms are excellent. The challenge dice are a fantastic design choice. You don't really need a separate luck mitigation system here because the dice themselves and the ability to re-roll or use boost tokens give you plenty of agency and control. That's very good gameplay in my opinion, but yes, you can also be very unlucky like I often am and lose quickly. While I like to compare Vantage and Lands of Gelsa, is actually quite different. Yes, both are exploration games, but Lands of Gelsa leans heavily on story, which Vantage doesn't really have, apart from those little snippets you read and the contextual clues you pick up. On the other hand, Vantage has far more gameplay mechanisms, and I really enjoy that aspect. One of my favorite mechanisms is how you arrange collected cards in this 3x3 grid here. For some cards, adjacency matters, for others it doesn't. You can upgrade cards, unlock more actions, generate boost cubes. There's so much depth in this system, and I think it's very clever. Once you know the rules, the game is actually very simple to play and very approachable. Yet it still delivers a rich and satisfying experience. It's also a really immersive game. I truly feel like I'm walking across a planet, taking in the sights, meeting creatures, seeing things I can interact with, and that is very cool. I really enjoy that. It's quite a feat to achieve this level of immersion, especially because there's no connected map with tiles or a book like you find in games such as Sleeping Gods or Lands of Gaza. Instead, you explore the planet by simply moving from location to location, all of which are interconnected by cards within the planets. I think that's a really good design choice, and I really like it. I'm not 100% sure I remember this correctly, but I believe I read somewhere that this game took about 8 years to develop. That's a long time for a board game, but honestly, I believe it. This is such an intricate design. There are so many locations, so many text bits, so much you have to playtest, come up with, and refine that 8 years seem entirely realistic. And it's incredible to think of someone spending that much time on a board game, but in my opinion, it was absolutely worth it. Yes, as I said before, this game is intended for a specific audience. But if you are part of that audience, I think you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So this is the reason why Vantage is currently my #1 game specifically for 2025. And this might not surprise you. It also receives my Golden Strategos Ace of Games award because I think this is a truly unique game with a very well thought out design and a lot of replayability. So if you like exploration games, if you like games that are easy to table and perfect for solo play, then I suggest you give Vantage a look. Alright, well, and that concludes my review of Vantage for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking to the very end. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support, especially want to give a shout out to my generous patrons. The big thanks go to Thagano for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. You can also support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, support me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care everyone, stay safe, and cheers.